Hello, fellow followers. Welcome back to FanZcene. Greg here, and today I have you my review of the new independent horror film Flesh of the Unforgiven. As we're getting ready to approach spooky season, and as I'm a big fan of independent films and independent horror films, I was asked to review this film, and I was like, "Heck yeah, let's do it! Let's get into this." So I thank you for allowing me to see this movie early. And this movie is directed by Joe Hollow, and it also stars Joe Hollow, Debbie Rochon, and August Kiss. Now, this movie is all kinds of like crazy people. This movie is all kinds of crazy. It's not going to be for everybody because it is it's swinging for the fences in this movie. And I've been using that term a lot, but I like when people swing for the fences. So let's break down the plot of this movie real quick. I'm going to try not to spoil or anything, but I'm going to give you my thoughts and everything of it. So essentially, this movie is about Joe Hollow's character and Debbie Rochon's character, who is play this married couple. And Joe Hollow is a writer, and he has a 72-hour deadline to complete an outline for his new novel. So him and his wife go up to his Quebec cabin in the snow and everything. And his wife may have, maybe had an affair with maybe his best friend and whatnot. And so like their relationship is very strained. And so they're put into this isolated cabin out in the snow and everything while he's trying to write a book, and he gets this weird VHS tape with this weird things going on, and he becomes a little obsessed with it. And then meanwhile, we also meet August Kiss's character, who's up there as well, not in their cabin, but another place. And she comes on scene, and you're wondering what's going on with her and everything. And she how she's going to fit into this, because she's this very attractive woman, and maybe something as bad has happened to her, and maybe she's in a dark spot herself. And also along the way, there's a bunch of demons led by this death dealer who makes deals with people who for their souls. Essentially they will face their fears, and if they can't face their fears, they die and their soul is his. And if they do face their fear, they get to live like an eternal life, but their soul is still his and everything, but they won't be tortured and everything. So and maybe Debbie Rochon's character can see a little bit of this in between worlds. And maybe the writer Joe Hollow's character is can't forgive his wife. Maybe there's a lot to do with love and pain and everything. This was a weird mixture of tones of like Hellraiser meets The Shining. So I really dug that. It's like Hellraiser meet The Shining, and then by the end of the movie, without spoiling everything, you're wondering what exactly really just happened. What did you just witness? What did you just happen to see? It is a movie that won't be for everybody. It won't be for everybody. There was some good stuff to it, and there was some stuff that maybe didn't quite work for me here and there in parts. But other than that, I thought it was a pretty decent, good, solid independent horror film. I do want to give a shout out to August Kiss. Yes, I know her, but her character really does steal this movie, because when she is first introduced, she has this really great scene where she's on the phone to her mom and she's crying, and she's sort of like, these people are like broken people in this movie, and some of them have done some bad things and everything, and that's why this death dealer demon is coming after them and making them face their fears and doing these horrible things to them and whatnot. But when her character is on the scene, she's like, you're drawn to her and wondering what's going on and how she's going to fit into with this married couple, with what they're going through, and how that can come together, and how the demons and everything all work together around them to convert them all together and everything. And she has this great presence about her, especially with that, like the phone call to her mom with her crying, and sells her character right off the bat. So you're very invested into these characters in this movie and wonder what's going to happen, because something that's very cool about this movie and creative about independent horror when you have such a low budget is it's very, you get these great dialogue moments, you get these great conversations, you get these great moments of just character, right? Because you don't always have the huge budget to do like the big splashy special effects and everything, so you have these great intimate character moments that really draw you into and invest you into the characters. And I really like that. And then you get into the whole nastiness of like the BDSM sort of the demons and what's going on with them and what they make people do. And the actress also, Adrian, I'm sorry I can't pronounce her last name, but she's also like plays this whatever demon, like the second in command or whatever you want to call it to the death dealer guy. She was this really creepy voice and everything. It just shows up, and like it's the laugh and everything is really crazy and creepy. So she's really good as well. And then it all comes into like what's going to happen, and you get these weird moments of like the like sexual like Inuit things. Like, it's crazy. Yes, there's boobs and blood and all kinds of weird stuff in this movie. But if you're looking for something that's a little outside of the norm, a little outside of conventional, you know, mass public movie viewing, I can recommend Flesh of the Unforgiven. Once again, it's not going to be for everybody. It's a little dark. It's a little disturbing. It's a little bloody. It's a little booby. It's a little this and a little that not everybody is going to get into. But if you can handle that stuff, I think you'll have a fun time with The Flesh of the Unforgiven. But if you haven't seen it, or if I've inspired you to see it, or you want to see it now, let me know what you guys think about any and all this in the comment section down below. And if you liked what you saw here, maybe consider hitting that like button or subscribing, hitting that bell for notification. That'd be awesome if you're on your guys' subscriptions. Or possibly share this video out for everybody to see, or join and become a channel member, because that would help out my channel immensely. Thank you, and shout out to all my channel members. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Thank you guys for being channel members here, and for all of your support. And to everybody watching, whether you like me, hated me, or like the video, or hated this video, I thank you for sticking this long. Wherever you all are, please have a great, safe, happy, healthy day, morning, afternoon, evening, and night. Always support physical media, because it truly is the superior format now more than ever. And support your local independent horror movies and stuff like that, because they're becoming a little more superior than a lot of Hollywood fluff. So, but wherever you all are, have a great day and Godspeed.